So a retired St. Louis judge who sentenced a 16-year-old boy to almost 2.5 centuries in jail for robbery has since changed her mind, calling her decision an act of insanity. On November 9th, Bobby Bostic became a free man. It was the first time that he was not a ward of the state since 1995. Now, in 1997, then Judge Evelyn Baker convicted him to 240 years in prison on 18 counts of being an accomplice in 2 armed robberies. Under her sentencing, that would not have been eligible for parole until he turned about 112 years old. After leaving the bench, the former judge dedicated her time to helping the now 43-year-old man get paroled just in time for the holidays. And we love a story like this, being able to, it would be great to be removed from this situation, of course, from jail, but in time for the holidays, for your family to be able to see that smile, not have to see you behind a glass or talk to you behind uncomfortable situations. This is just absolutely beautiful. And I really love that the judge said, I'm going to spend my time making sure that this person is free. I think this is an absolute great story.
Okay. It's not a bad story, right? It has a happy ending. But when we think about it, he was 16 years old, and she sentenced a 16-year-old to 241 years. There's something wrong with that in the first place. And so I don't know if I feel like I want to say, I'm happy that she came. I am happy that she came to her senses. But sentencing a child to 241 years is just overkill. It's too much. She called it insanity. She said she thought about it for a while, and she was wrong. But just to have that much power and to be able to do that to a child, and then now, he's lost, 30-something years of his life for something that he did at 16. I don't know.
It's a small win. That's what I like to call it. Definitely it's a small win. But if you think about it, at the end of the day, all those years for a 16-year-old, so many times this system puts young black men behind bars and they never get a chance to get out. So the fact that he is getting that chance, that's a great thing, because so many police officers and judges probably would not go back and try and change what they put on the books for this man. So we do applaud him for that.
I understand what you're saying, Mimi, because and I hope that people don't get upset at my viewpoint for this, but I do feel like this, I don't know what 40, I'm trying to see what 43 minus 16 is, how many years ago. So that was, like you said, however many years ago.
27 years.
That was, I feel like this should be looked at as a win. To me, I feel like times were different at that time. I believe that it is a small win, because I feel like if this was in 2020, the last 10 years, and maybe we could look at this and be like, wow, I can't believe this. But times were different. Times were different back.
I don't know if I feel like that. I mean, because I'm looking, this is not some judge who is this old white man. This was a black woman who sentenced him to these years. And if you read what she said, the neighborhood was bad, things were happening in the neighborhood, and she felt that she needed to make a stand or take a stand. I know that era back in the day. There was, the Clinton era, and a lot of things were happening, and Super Predator and all those things were happening, and people were probably influenced, judges, lawyers, everyone, by their decisions. But I'm looking at her as this older black woman who understands that this man has redeeming qualities, and I don't have to sentence him to 241 years.
He's 16.
That's how I see it. I love that. I love that. I just feel like you said, small wins. I want to take. There are people that die in jail. That for him to be able to be, not that it's we should be oh my God, I'm so glad that the white man gave us this opportunity. But there are people that die in jail that don't get a chance to get out. That I think that we should celebrate the small win.
Both valid points. Small win. I love the fact that you said it was a black judge, though, and realized it was a bad neighborhood, and it was then. Okay, so.